Welcome. Hashtag THEVERSASHOW is part of an entertainment podcast that exercises our freedom of speech. Our conversations, opinions, debate on a certain topic is not to offend anyone in any source. For that being said, enjoy the show.
Yo, what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? What is happening? And welcome to another special edition here on Hashtag TheVersaShow. And of course, I am your host, the one that you have voted, the GOAT, the Versa. And I thank you once again for viewing Hashtag TheVersaShow. And you know about these three things. You make sure that you like, subscribe, and you press that bell at the same time. Oh, and first of all, let me just give this to the viewers that have viewed the first anniversary of Hashtag TheVersaShow. I want to thank you guys so much. I mean, Aaron said he had a blast. Most people that hit me up said that they loved the episode. It was dope. Even part 2, the ending, they said that it was dope. And as well, they said that they enjoyed the 2 new singles, Mix It Up and I Won't Miss. They said they loved it, including Rich Pimp Swagger, and I know you think about it. So make sure that you guys check out those singles. If you haven't heard those singles, make sure you go and check them out. But anyway, listen, on this episode of Hashtag TheVersaShow, I'm telling you, we got a special one for you guys. A nice, beautiful, special episode. And pretty much it's just about 2 things I'm just going to talk about. Well, Versa's final word is mainly going to be 3. But Wendy Williams documentary, if you have seen the part 1 through part 4, you know, it was pretty interesting. I love documentaries, by the way. Cam Newton over here getting into a brawl at a camp. I had to recap on that before I talk about it here on the show. So I got a little information on it. So, you know, let's just see what, you know, we can pull up and talk about Cam Newton brawl at a camp, about these young kids. And that's going to take a little long segment as well. But anyway, and last but not least, you know, a nice, good motivational speech for you guys. So, you know, if you guys are feeling down, if you feel like you're not really accomplishing your goals, don't you even worry about it. I'm here to help you guys out. But saying all that, you know, let's just go ahead and let's get right into it. So, I'm a big, huge documentary fan, right? You know, and especially with documentary movies and reality documentaries. And reality documentary, what I mean by that is the actual person sitting down telling you the story. Like, for example, HBO Max has the movie Tina, which is the story about Tina Turner. And I mean, that was dope. You know, and Showtime has the Thriller documentary as well too. When Michael Jackson did Thriller, you know, that one I gotta check out as well. But I'm a big, huge documentary fan. So Wendy Williams documentary came out on Lifetime, and of course, you know, social media have already heard. But if you here on Hashtag TheVersaShow, if you haven't heard, Wendy Williams was going to do a documentary about her comeback. You know, getting back with the crowds and her show and stuff, and then she's gonna do a podcast. But it went from being a comeback to a fallback. Now, I have heard a lot of people's feedbacks. Some of my people is like, "Yo, Versa, what you got to say about this topic?" And I appreciate the ones as well too that's now coming forth to the Versa and asking questions, and as well my intake as well. But all right, let me tell you guys this. All right, now if you haven't seen the documentary, make sure you go check it out on Lifetime. It's called what's it called? Where she or what happened to Wendy Williams, I think is the name of the documentary, but still, if you haven't seen it, go and catch it. But now, it is very sad, because after I was finished watching the documentary, I was on YouTube watching her old episodes, and I was very amazed because it was like Wendy Williams was just so, like, to me, like, first of all, let me just say this, okay, about Wendy Williams. What she do as her profession, she's not even good. She's great. Wendy Williams is actually great at what she do. And to see the documentary of her actually going down, I mean, it actually do break my heart. My second baby mother and my mother went to see Wendy Williams. I forgot what year it was, but they went to the show to see Wendy Williams, and they had a blast. They had a good time. Now, I'm going to say this right away. I remember when the news broke that her husband, Kevin Hunter, was having a baby by his mistress. And I knew right away. I knew right then and there. I was like, "Oh God, Wendy, please." And if I was on that fame level and I knew Wendy Williams, I would have reached out to Wendy. I would have reached out to Wendy, and I would have been like, "Wendy, look, this is going to affect you really, really badly. I just need you to do one thing, please. Do not, and I repeat, do not let this bother your career on what you got going on. Do not let this affect your show, your family royalties. Do not let this man take down what you got going right now." And then, long behold, and I wish that I knew Wendy Williams to the point where she would hear me and be like, "Oh, But looking at the documentary, it seemed like Wendy. It just about Wendy. Wendy say what pretty much you could say that she goes to Wendy Williams whenever she needs a yes and a no. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't have good people. Well, she do got good family people that gives her good advice and stuff like that. And now the people that's around her, okay, Will, the other girl, and the manager. Now everybody's saying like, "Oh, well, they need to go. They're not supporting her. Someone needs to get rid of them." Now, the girl that took Wendy to LA, yeah, maybe so. I think she was doing it for the money, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? She's getting paid. If she wasn't getting paid, then I know she won't be taking care of Wendy, but she's getting her money. So, but I mean, she did fucked up in the sense of taking Wendy to LA without telling the Guardian, and which we will get to as well too, because I think that's pretty much is an issue as well. And Wendy was not supposed to be drinking, and then she let her have some Grey Goose, and she's like, "Oh, Wendy, she knows her limit and stuff. She knows when she don't get drunk around me." Now, I don't know if you guys seen, but if you look at the footage where there was in LA and having dinner, it was a beautiful view as well too. And the producer asked her manager, "Do you think it's okay for Wendy to have these drinks?" And you can see her face. She was like, she knew that she wasn't supposed to have them drinks. She knew that, but her dumbass, I'm sorry, I gotta label her as the dumbass. She has to go ahead and say, "You know what? I'm getting paid. Wendy's going to do what Wendy's going to do. She ain't going to listen to me. And if I do fight back with Wendy, she's going to have a hissy fit. So I'm going to just let her be Wendy." That's the problem. You let her be Wendy when everybody else is trying to stop her for being Wendy for a minute and let her be at bay. But no, instead you took her to LA and you thought that it was okay when it wasn't. It wasn't. And for her to have, I think she had two, I don't know how many Grey Goose cups that she had, but how many that she had, she wasn't supposed to drink. I can see why Will was upset that she didn't tell her guardian that she taking Wendy to LA, which she had no business going to LA. And then on top of that, for her to be drinking when she's not supposed to be drinking, I mean, yo, yeah, she gotta go. But now, on Will's sake, I think Will, to me, I look at it as like, yo, he could be like the husband to Wendy Williams, for real. I don't really see Will doing any wrong with Wendy Williams, to tell you the truth. I don't see it. He's doing everything that he can to make sure that she is protected, make sure that she's safe, make sure that she's healed. So in my case with Will, I think he's okay. I don't really see nothing wrong with him. He's trying his best. Even when you know, and to me, I think what's pretty responsible is that, you know, when they go to the hotel room, he go and check to make sure there's no liquor in the room. Then he makes sure that he goes into her house and he checks all around, make sure there's no liquor in the house. So, you know, he's doing his thing. Now the Guardian, let's get there for a second. For the Guardians, that to me, like that's I've been saying it, even with the whole child support system, the government is just fucked up in so many ways. Okay, I've been saying it. Now, regardless, they want to come after me at the show is saying, oh, well, you know, you discriminate the government. They know themselves too that it's all fucked up. But anyway, back to the whole Guardian situation. Okay, that to me, I thought that was pretty odd. It's a bit weird because if I'm not mistaken, and I could get this wrong, but I'm just gonna take a shoot on this, that they won't allow Wendy's sister to take Wendy in because she's not qualified to be her guardian, and they won't give Wendy to her son Kevin Jr. because he's also not qualified to be the guardian, if I'm not mistaken. So they pretty much appointed her. No, I don't think they even appointed her a guardian. Even though Will was trying to go to the whole guardian center and whatnot, and they're trying to fix this whole shit. I don't know. Listen, that's something that the whole family got to get into as well. The city and the people, they got to get with this whole government system because it's all screwed up. And then Wells Fargo's, which I kind of understand, I guess, because they saying that Wendy is not qualified to manage her own money due to her, alcoholism and her whole thought process. So they saying that she's not qualified to manage her own money. All right, look, my thing with Wendy, and from what I'm hearing so far, and you know, and God bless her, she was diagnosed with dementia, which Bruce Willis as well has dementia as well, and others. My grandmother had Alzheimer's and dementia, and this is some serious shit. My prayers goes out to Wendy Williams, you know, and it's just so crazy to see. Like I said, after her whole documentary, I went to YouTube and I looked at her previous episodes, you know, like in her heyday, like 2015, 2016. And man, like I would never thought that Wendy would get to this level. And for her to get a podcast, I thought, to me, that would bring her back to the whole radio situation. That would bring her back from A1. Now, I had something else too that popped in my head with Wendy Williams. Oh yeah, that's right. This is how I knew that she wasn't qualified to have a podcast, and this is on my sake. All right. Oh, and we will get to why people feel like, you know, they blame the camera crew and the production and the people, and we'll get to that. For they feel like what they did was wrong, but this is why I feel like Wendy is just not qualified doing a podcast at the moment. She is saying that she's showing her feet, then she's complaining about this and that, and she's crying a lot. It will be too much. What they're doing right now for her is that they're giving her healing, and that is what they're supposed to do, is give her some good, proper healing. Now, for the people that blames the production, that they say that they're wrong, and the people that's around her that they need to go besides her family. Listen, that's your intake. My take is that, look, did the camera crew, the production team of Lifetime, are they wrong? I won't say that they're wrong, because what I think they were trying to do is just trying to show awareness, mental awareness. Because remember, this was supposed to be Wendy's comeback. They were supposed to document Wendy's comeback, to her to get back onto the spotlight, for her to get back onto the whole entertainment gig and whatnot. But it just spiraled downhill, and they just caught the moment. For instance, right, wrestling fan over here, Beyond the Mat documentary, they were supposed to document Bret Hart, and there was others like ECW and stuff, the companies at the time. They were just supposed to document Bret Hart and him going to Montreal and winning a title, and then leaving WWE, going to WCW, but in a calm, cool manner. But instead, they got what was the worst of the scenario. Bret Hart got screwed in his own country, and the company that he loved and built him. Now, referring with the documentary here, I don't think that it was their intention to say, oh, no, what happened to Wendy Williams? Oh my God, like she really fell off? We should document that. Let's document her fallback. I don't think that was their intention. It just happened. And they just saw an awareness and trying to bring a spotlight to that situation about Wendy Williams and her spiral. But in conclusion, I do hope that Wendy Williams get the best healing that she can and possible. And as well, if you guys are going through any trauma, or if you're going through any sorts of mental problem, just please go and seek some help. I remember when someone mentioned Wendy therapy, then she's like, I'm not going to therapy. Again, there is nothing wrong on going to therapy, because you're seeking help for your mentality. If you go to the gym and you work out to build your muscles, then figure out a way to build your muscle as well. Your brain is the most heaviest muscle in the body, and you got to train that as well. Have to. So please, whatever, if you guys see therapy, if you want to look at motivation videos or motivational songs, or pray, go to church, read a Bible scripture, or talk to a positive friend, family member, just whatever it is for you to get your mental health correct, please go seek it now. All right? Because it's serious. So my thing with Wendy Williams again is, get better. And I do hope you do get better, so we can see you on that purple chair. So, so you could kill it again. Because like I said, Wendy Williams, she ain't good. She's great at what she do. And she is, believe me on that. And watching those previous episodes, man, I missed that Wendy Williams. And Sherry Shepherd, shout out to her too. She's doing an incredible job. So shout out to Sherry Shepherd. She's funny. I love it. She's funny. She brings the energy. She brings the excitement. So, but with Wendy Williams, I hope she gets back on her feet. And I do think that what happened was with the divorce with her and Kevin Hunter. And I knew for a fact like that will be pivotal to her, and I knew that she would fall, and I pray that she didn't, but I do pray at the same time that she'll get back on her feet, and she would get her audience back, even with the podcast. Listen, Wendy, if you have a podcast, I'll subscribe to your podcast. You won't subscribe to mine, but hell, I'll subscribe to your podcast to support you, okay? Because you are great at what you do. And watching that documentary, I couldn't understand it. There were some funny points that she made, but at the same time, I couldn't understand it, because it's like, is this really, I was looking at this thing like, is this acting? Like, this got to be acting. Like, this can't be real. Like, this is not Wendy Williams. This is acting. But she's more caught up to the fame. I think that what it is that she wants the fame. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when they showed that the scene where she was had the Walk of Fame. That's when her manager took her to LA, and then they drove her to the Walk of Fame, and she had that memory where you know, she's getting the Walk of Fame with the crowd and her family's there and everybody else, and she's, you know, taking pictures with the fans and signing autographs and shaking hands and stuff. Like, she missed that. And for her to stand in the middle of a Walk of Fame, and then, you know, there's three people that walk by and they say, "Hey, Wendy Williams," and, you know, they gave us a love or whatnot. But after that, she was alone, you know, but she got the camera crew and whatnot, but she was alone. Like, she didn't have the crowd. She didn't have the attraction like she had before. And I think Wendy really, really missed that. And right now, she needs a family. She needs her family. I think she does. I think she do very well with her family. And on top of that, if Wendy agrees to get help and to better herself mentally, man, I'm telling you, her comeback is going to be ferocious, man. She's going to, and her niece is right. She's a champion, still is a champion. But man, she's going to claim that throne once again. So I hope she gets close to her family. I hope she get the best healing that she could possibly can get. And Wendy, I'm rooting for you. I hope you get better. You know, once again, this is my podcast, so it might not reach out to Wendy Williams, but if it does, I do hope that she gets better. All right. Switching gears, ladies and gentlemen, sports talk. Now, Cam Newton. All right. Now, you know, I'm not blaming him because he went to a camp and there was some young kid that I guess, you know, was talking shit to Cam Newton, and Cam Newton was not going to take that shit talk. So what he pretty much did was that they just was roughing it out, toughing it out. You know, I'm not going to have a long conversation with this because, to tell you the truth, you know, before I even got on this show, I was outside my patio, outside my patio, you know, with the Versa joint and just listening to the news and on what's going on at the 707 camp and whatnot. Look, I said this before on this episode. I said this to people and I'll say it again, okay? Look, these young kids out here, they really think that it's so cool to be bad, to be disrespectful, okay? And it takes me back to their parents. And my question is to the students that is being disrespectful is, from the words of T.K. Kirtland, who raised you? Who raised you? Because it looked like your parents did not do a good job. That's the truth. That's the absolute truth. It just seemed like the parents has not done a great job on these kids. Cam Newton was not there to disrespect. Well, hold on, wait, no. I have heard news on TMZ that Cam Newton, that he had talked shit to the coach and the students overheard it. That's how the whole brawl pretty much started. You know, when he got on stage and trying to talk. But that's between two adults. All right, they got nothing to do with you kids. All right, y'all some young. I don't give a damn if you 2021. You still kids. All right, no disrespect, but still a kid. Even me, 31 years old. You know, if you want to say, oh, I even walk around and be like, you know, listen, I'm that kid that still could be on a podcast. I'm still that kid that's going to release music. I'm still that kid that's going to release videos. We all have that kid source in us, and they are still kids, man. Y'all in school. Y'all in school. Y'all don't have your own business. You feel me what I'm saying? But nevertheless, on saying that, Cam Newton was being disrespected by these kids, okay? And then I guess one of these kids put his hands on him. He didn't punch him. He just little, you know, scruffing him, ruffling him up with them. And security came in late once again, got these higher paid security guards, but they're not doing their jobs. I'm telling you, listen, start throwing the price tags at these security guards. Like, hey, yo, hey, 60K, 60K, 60K. Remind them motherfuckers why they're getting paid. All right? They're supposed to protect you. Imagine that kid had a knife on him or like a little prostitute pistol. You know? You got to think about that. Some serious shit. But anyway, now, these kids are out of control. All right? They just don't know. All right? And it goes back to their parents. Parents, raise these kids properly, all right? Because now this also falls on you too. Now you got to go in there and be like, oh my God, Jimmy, what happened? You got into a fight with Cam Newton. Oh no. Listen, you raised the boy. You raised him. The boy, the woman, the girl, whatever. You raised them, all right? Instead of teaching them the yes and the no's, no, sir. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Instead, they're out here fighting celebrities and being all stupid. Even when kids goes out to events, you know, like they be out there in the fields and then they be out there on stage and they get tackled by these security guards. Like where's your manners at? Where's your, not even dignity? It's not even about that. You should know better. Where's your common sense at? You know damn well you're not supposed to be out there, you know, where there's high-loaded security guards and say, hey, you know, I'm going to risk myself out there. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to show myself off. Yeah, you're showing yourself off to be an idiot. Stop. Cam Newton was not there to be disrespectful. He wasn't there to fight no students. Cam Newton was there to teach these kids some positive words and how to be the best in their careers, okay? That is what he was there for. You kids got to stop your shit, all right, please, because it's getting out of control with you guys, for real. Like, you got to just chill, because you catching the case for none. Now, what happened if Cam Newton does press charges? This kid better have a good-ass lawyer. He better hope he has a good-ass lawyer, because if he don't, good luck, rubber duck. But anyway, let me go ahead and wrap this show up, ladies and gentlemen. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Versus final word. Versus final word is real simple and real easy. So the motivation talk of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is look, if you're going through a situation in your life and you feel like you are stuck, you feel like you cannot get out of that situation, my best bet is that you don't give up. You find a route. You find a way. You see your vision. You go after it. If you got the financial funds to get your dream and turn it into a reality, go do it. Invest in you. Because nobody best investment is you. So, if you feel like that you're stuck, you feel like you can't get out, there's no way out, change that mindset. Change it. Because there's a way out. Because that way is looking for you to get in. So, that being said, if you feel like that you cannot be successful, don't doubt yourself. Always believe in yourself. And just remember, the verse says that he's great. And so are you. And ladies and gentlemen, for that being said, that was #TheVersaShow. And I thank you so much for viewing another episode. You make sure that you do these 3 things. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and you press that bell at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for kicking it with your boy for today on episode 56. And you make sure that you continue to listen to Rich Pimp Swagger. I know you think about it. I won't miss. And of course, my favorite, same way as Rich Pimp Swagger, mix it up. You guys make sure that you go check out my singles and as well the album As He Is, the Versa. So you guys make sure you check it out. And you make sure that you follow me on Instagram at The Versa. If you have any questions, you make sure that you DM me and I will get back to you on the episode. I know it might take a long time, but you know what? I'm about surprises. I'm about, figuring out the Versa. I want to figure him out. I want to stay tuned. I want to stick around. You know why you want to stick around? Because it's the best podcast around. And I am the Versa. And I see you on another episode on #TheVersaShow. And I'm going to leave you with peace into the Middle East. What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? I thank you for watching the latest episode on #TheVersaShow. For more new episodes, you make sure that you like, subscribe, and you press that bell for more new episodes. And if you have any questions to ask, to get my intake, my answer on this show, make sure that you add me on Instagram at The Versa. And also, too, can't forget to follow, too, so press that button as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for watching. Until next time, #TheVersaShow, the best podcast around.